Hello everyone and welcome back to the Seasonal Storm. My name is Jess and man, it looks like it is fire season here in Nevada, but that always means that fall is on its way in just a few weeks. And with that in mind, I figured I'd share with you not just my decor schedule for videos coming up, but also some of the ideas I have and some pictures from my Pinterest and some ideas that I Photoshopped myself. So let's just get into it. I'd like to start out by saying a huge thank you to Circle S Western Marketplace in Gardnerville, Nevada, owned by Bailey and Justin Schlag, for giving me the opportunity to decorate their store for the upcoming seasons and display some of my own products. I'm really excited to be partnering with them, and I'm so excited for all of what we have in store. So I wrote down some notes and I'm going to go ahead and give you guys kind of the schedule I'm running with. I'm not going to just be decorating my house for fall, Halloween, Thanksgiving and Christmas. I'm also going to be decorating one of my places of work, which is Circle S Western Marketplace in Gardnerville, Nevada. It's hard to say that it's a place of work because it's actually the place that's going to be allowing me to sell some of my products and some of my crafts and DIYs. So if you're in the Eastern California, Western Nevada area and you're interested in buying any of my products, feel free to stop on into Circle S. But I love producing these YouTube videos. I love crafting and decorating. Unfortunately, my 2-bedroom house is just too small and I can't decorate to the capacity that I want to just here. So I'm not only going to be decorating my home, I will also be decorating Circle S for the changing seasons. And for us, fall is going to be starting on August 14th. I will be transforming the store for fall and harvest. Now I know that's a little early, but the reason being is we want to have plenty of time for our local customers to have time to come in, see the store, feel the moods of the store, and be interested in buying some of the seasonal products that will be coming with that. Fall can arrive pretty early here in our section of Nevada at the base of the Sierras. And with that in mind, the store will be decorated with traditional colors, harvest elements, so wheat, corn, apples, pumpkins, acorns, all of that type of thing, feathers, berries, and then we will be constructing a scarecrow to go out front. So at this moment, I'm going to go ahead and insert some photos from my Pinterest pages as well as some mock-ups that I've made just for the store. So the first thing is that I want to wrap our front porch area with garlands such as this, but not with lights. And I'd like to either wrap the upward poles with garland or with corn stalks, one of the two, just depending on availability. Another idea is I'm going to put a large wreath on the front door as well. Obviously, I'll be DIYing that. And then we're going to do a faux pumpkin stairway kind of thing, but it's gonna be, we're gonna show a DIY on it because we don't want them to be able to be picked up, thrown, etc. So this is the whole vibe we're kind of going for with the front of the store. I also plan to make a really large burlap and raffia pumpkin style swag to go around the front doorway, so it's really cozy and inviting and welcoming. For the inside of the store, I'm going to do lots of burlap garlands around our main windows and accent with hints of the season. And then in the back room, I think I'm going to go ahead and put up a fall tree in our hat room, kind of similar to these, but a little less packed with more fall colors and fall foliage in them. So that way, as we come out with Christmas ornaments, we can get those displayed and for sale ahead of the next season. These are some of the Photoshopped images I made of some of the potential ideas for the front of the store and the front of store decor, with our few different options, whether it's using the bear, the leaf garland, or the corn stalks itself. For the wagon out front, we plan to make a scarecrow and do something with a cute hay bale, some pumpkins, and some fall foliage. And then this is what I plan to do for some garlanding for the inside of the store, around windows, main light fixtures, etc., obviously while adhering to fire codes. And then any empty space like this, I'll throw some garland and then some of my DIY pumpkins that I'll be making that are decorative. Same with the wagon in the hat room. And then lastly, this is my mock-up idea for what our hat room bedecked with wreath, decor, etc. might look like. So now that you guys have seen what the store is looking like for fall, I'm going to show you some ideas that I have for my own house for fall. And my house is going to be transitioned to fall on August 26th. Now that's a little bit early, I know. There's a few reasons for that. Just like retail, those of us who are creating on YouTube transfer our homes a little bit early for each season and holiday, just so we have time to produce and edit content. My other reason though is because all of the greenery in my house and in my outdoor decor has to get packaged up and utilized for a wedding I'll be doing in September. So I need all hands on deck, all of my decor items out of my house and ready to be utilized. In the month of September, I'll really be leaning into working on wedding DIYs, so I have to get all my fall done in the end of August. So again, fall for my house is going to be the harvest themes as well. Lots of traditional colors. I will be introducing pumpkins, but not jack-o'-lanterns, as well as a few other traditionally fall elements. There will be a few exceptions. The bathroom will be done in more of the neutral colors tone with maybe a touch of blue, and then the bedrooms is kind of a to be determined. I think I'm going to go with more of the green color scheme though for my personal bedroom. So as you can see here, my house is a very like woodsy type feel, so bringing in a lot of the woodsy type natural tone elements is kind of what I'm going for. So fairly traditional. I don't want to be necessarily overpowering though, but I love having little pops of fall foliage. I always decorate above my kitchen cabinets and make a big floral display there, but I also love having the elements of the wheat and the grasses and pine cones already out. And then for my front porch, I really want to lean into the harvest season by displaying some fresh pumpkins and cut wheat and cut corn. And again, just like at Circle S, I plan to do another big inviting garland around my front door as well. So these are just kind of some inspiration picks. I had to throw in, of course, a tiered tray because as everyone does, it seems. And then this one truly, I feel like wraps up or sums up my inspiration board the most. So now that we've seen what fall and harvest season are looking like, we're gonna get ready to transfer into Halloween. Now, unlike when we're transferring to fall, my house will transition first for Halloween. So my house is gonna transition to Halloween the last week of September, starting on September 27th. And that's again, so I have time to compile some content and get things uploaded before everybody else is decorating for Halloween. So when you need something to get you in the mood or get you inspired, my video will be ready to go. With that said though, the theme of my home is going to be very witch's lair. I love all of those elements. There goes my dog. I love all the elements of kind of the brouhaha and the cauldrons and the fun colors, touches of black, ravens, black cats, all those kind of foresty elements. So I'm going to bring those in for Halloween as well. So it's not just spooky, scary. I kind of call mine the not so scary Halloween, and we'll be doing something very similar in the store. But first, let me show you my ideas. So I'm not going to change up my front porch decor too much because we don't get trick-or-treaters out here, but I might add a few touches of like some black cats or maybe a different wreath for the door, but just really simple little touches, like maybe switching out some of my pumpkins for jack-o'-lanterns. I'm probably going to order this pillow cover because I thought it was hilarious. And a few little signs up in my windows and adding a little bit of black floral and some maybe witch's brooms to my large floral display I think would be fun. But again, we don't get a lot of Halloween type festivities at my actual house, so I don't think I'm going to do much. Now I'm going to be transferring the store to Halloween on the weekend of October 1st and 2nd. And that's because we don't want to overload the customers with Halloween too early, because the theme of the store is a Western cowboy store. Halloween's obviously not a huge holiday out here, but people do celebrate it, and we want to be festive because the entire main street in Gardnerville gets decorated for all the different seasons and holidays, and we want to fit right in. For the store, we have a few special things coming, which I'll show you some examples of, but it's kind of hard to show you unless we're making them. So those DIYs will be featured on this channel. One of the ideas is we're going to be making cowboy themed headstones. Think kind of like the movie Tombstone. When they're making the threats to each other, that's what's going to be going on the headstones. The next one is that our scarecrow that'll be out front in our wagon will be getting a jack-o'-lantern head. And then the last one is I have a few ideas, maybe incorporating a few little skeletons here or there, as well as having some Halloween wreaths or something like that for sale. But my favorite is I'm going to do a big cauldron loaded up with candy for all of our youngest customers. I'm going to go ahead and insert our pictures now. So as I said, ignore the bad Photoshop, but our scarecrow will be getting a jack-o'-lantern head. We'll be adding some jack-o'-lanterns and cowboy tombstones to the front of the store. And I will maybe be making a fun bubbling cauldron like this, so look out for a DIY that is similar. And then I felt very inspired by these two images, so maybe I'll make some window clings or decals in a similar styling to put in our windows. So at risk of being radically controversial, because we don't have my bonus baby this year for Halloween, we will likely be transitioning our house from Halloween to Thanksgiving before Halloween. So more than likely on the 29th or the 30th of October, I will start transitioning my house from my spooky witch's lair to my version of Thanksgiving. Now, I've said before, I've not really decorated for Thanksgiving. This will kind of be my first time. My mom always just left up fall and harvest. I want to do something different though, because I do want to start bringing in our winter elements, like our pine, a little bit of snow. My Christmas village, minus Santa, will be going up in my windows, and for that reason I wanted to do white pumpkins versus orange. So I'm removing all the orange, all the fall colors, and instead I'm going to bring in more teals, blues, sages, but I'm also going to show you how you can frost your own pumpkins and make it look like the mist of the morning, that first frost of the year, is spread all over your house. I'm so excited for these DIYs, and I'm so excited to show you my Pinterest boards. So here we go. So this picture truly inspired this theme. I love the mix of the pine cones, the pine, and the white pumpkins. So I think that this is really going to be what I lean into for the Thanksgiving time decor in my house, to really introduce the colder elements in the color scheme, being whites, neutrals, some sages, and blues, but also introducing the concept of winter coming with frosting the pumpkins. Now, I believe the next image after this one with these beautiful, I love these velvet pumpkins, but the next image is going to show you, I think that we can DIY this using salt and some glitter to make the appearance of the first frost on pumpkins. I really love how well this type of theme too can tie into a transition to Christmas decor while not going full blast into winter. I think that if I were to do a Thanksgiving table, an arrangement like this may be similar, but I'm not sure what we're going to be doing for Thanksgiving just yet, so I guess we'll have to stay tuned as well. But yeah, this overall is the color scheme that I'm really leaning into. And I also think that I might bring out my antler elements and display them, as well as bringing out a faux Christmas tree or a faux tree and decorating it, not quite for Christmas, but definitely in a winter theme, as I have a ton of ornaments that would work perfectly for that. Now, while my house is going to be getting the Thanksgiving treatment a little bit early, the store is going to be transitioning the night of or the morning of. So either the night of Halloween, after all the trick-or-treaters are gone, because we are Main Street, Gardnerville, or we will be transitioning the morning of the 1st, because we will be closed for business anyway. And with that in mind, the store will not be going immediately to Christmas. We don't want to overload anybody. So even though the big retailers jump into Christmas, we're going to pause the brakes and we're going to enjoy a little bit of harvest for the store. However, I'm not going to do a full Thanksgiving transition. I'm going to do a little touch of Thanksgiving, maybe bring in a cornucopia, fill it with some local foods, like not fruits and vegetables, just local squashes, local wheat, all fresh. But I'm only going to keep the store in the Thanksgiving return to harvest theme until, at this point, we believe November 15th. Now that might change. We might choose to wait all the way until Thanksgiving. It kind of depends on when the town of Gardnerville itself transfers over to Christmas, because we just want to match, because we're on Main Street, right? We are the center fixture of town and we want to make sure we fit in. So it's either happening the 15th or it might be happening like the 22nd. We will see. But with that in mind, as soon as Halloween is over, all of our Halloween elements I will be taking out of the store, and I will be putting up our Christmas merch. So on our fall tree, I will already have had ornaments available and for sale throughout the season, because they're not necessarily Christmassy, but I will be putting up our Christmas themed ornaments at that point in time. So people have the entire month of November to purchase Christmas wreaths, Christmas swags, Christmas ornaments, and whatever other secret Christmas goodies we have. The next one that we have, because I don't have a Pinterest board for that, so sorry guys. The next one is that our house will be transitioning to Christmas. Again, we don't have my bonus baby for Thanksgiving this year, so we're likely going to transition on either the 22nd if her mom has her for the whole week, or we will transition later on in the week, depending on what the schedule ends up being. I'm not going to take away any part of Thanksgiving and the decor and all that at our house from her until she's back at Mama's and enjoying the holiday. So at that point, I'm going to go ahead and transition our full house to Christmas. Now, I will be happy to show you some pictures of what that is going to look like. as well as show you the pictures now of everything we're doing for the store for Christmas. So everybody's Christmas is all about to hit yet. And the reason why is because the decor that I'm doing in our house is very similar to the decor we'll be doing in the store. I did this on purpose because one, I live in a cowboy household. Clearly this is where I live. But two, the store is really, I'm designing the products that we're selling that are decor items to be things that I would want to buy myself and things that we just do not see in stores. I've been to Hobby Lobby, Joann's, Michael's this year so far. I've not seen anything for fall or other holidays that's really screaming out to me as a pre-made item that I would want to purchase and take home. And because of that, I'm going to use my creative liberties and create some one-of-a-kind items. So this is kind of a mix between like a rustic take on Christmas, kind of a woodland take on Christmas, where I'm going to be using a lot of elements of ranch culture, such as the ropes as the backing of my wreaths, intermixed with elements of just traditional Christmas and floral. I think for the store, I might make some wall hangings for sale involving some thrifted boots. And I love using really big, exaggerated garlands, especially if I can get them fresh. But I do have quite a large collection of faux garland if it comes down to it. But I love how we handle Christmas trees. So I didn't post any pictures of our personal Christmas trees. We always do a big cowboy hat tree topper with some sort of beautiful ribbon. I do a lot of burlap, some rope elements, and like plaid type fabrics coming down the tree, in addition to all of our ornaments, which are not just Western in theme, but for the sake of the store, I'm likely going to keep the ornaments that we're putting on the tree, many of which I plan to have for sale, be in the Western category or family to stay on theme. Sorry if you guys can hear equipment in the background. And then for the outside of the store, I made this mock-up. Again, excuse the Photoshop, but lots of greenery around the circlets, switch out our scarecrow for a Santa Claus. Sorry, I'm stumbling over words. And then do some really exaggerated garlanding in the store. We even have the idea to do kind of the dangling ornaments off of our garland and our windows. So you guys will have to stay tuned to see if we can pull it off. And then I also plan to have some faux wrapped packages out just to really kind of enforce the mood of the season. And of course, switch out all of our decor to really fit this exact vibe. Now, while the store will likely stay in Christmas until New Year's, depending on what Bailey and I end up deciding, our house will be transitioning out of Christmas to New Year's probably around December 28th. That's when I did it last year, and normally I keep Christmas up until Epiphany, which if you don't know what Epiphany is, in the liturgical calendar and the religious calendars, that's when the three kings finally made it to Jesus. But last year, you know, we were just ready for something different. So I went ahead and put up our Winter Wonderland last year before New Year's, and honestly, it was so much fun. I really enjoyed having the metallics and all the snowmen and all the snow, because I kind of keep the theme central for the whole winter season. I just change out our accent pieces, and that was a lot of fun. So I think this year I might lean in a little bit more to New Year's decor. I'm not so sure about that though, so if you're interested, you'll have to stay tuned. I hope I've given you guys lots of inspiration today for what your potential holiday season looks like from both a personal use side and a retail use side. I'm so excited to get started on all these crafts and decor projects, and for the almost 150 of you who have joined me on this channel so far, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I genuinely appreciate every one of my subscribers. You guys leave me beautiful comments, and I'm so excited to make wonderful things to show you all. I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much.